My name is Benjamin Miller. I'm a co-owner of a business in South Philadelphia. We're a restaurant called South Philly Barbacoa. We have a small menu. It's a Mexican restaurant that the chef is my wife Christina from Toluca in Mexico. We were recently named as one of the 10 best new restaurants in the country by Bon Appetit, and we've had a lot of nice press and things, and locally, and the business is doing really well. We're an LLC, but we're looking in progressive ways to sustain our business into the future. And we recently got accepted into the 20 book clubs program with PACA. So it's basically a 6-month curriculum where the different staff from PACA is training us and providing us with materials to learn about cooperatives and how they work and function financially and legally and interpersonally, without which we couldn't, take the next steps if that's what we choose to do. But it not only benefits the business in that very pragmatic way of reshaping the business, but it also gives that education to all the people who are sitting in on every meeting that are learning these things, and they can take the information for whatever it's worth and use it to benefit their own lives. My wife Christina is undocumented. She's came from Mexico across the border, and she's here to provide for her family. And I would say that also some of our staff, and also systemically in the restaurant industry, many people work without papers, and there's no legal way to hire people. You either have to accept a false social security card, which is what a lot of the big restaurants do, or you have to look the other way, or the other option is to pay under the table, but it's not legal to work. And so as the act of working is criminalized, it becomes an issue for owners that need to staff their businesses, and there are capable employees, but their work is criminalized. What a co-op can do is provide ownership to everyone in the business, and that way, as an owner, there's no one's work that's illegal. So we find this as a really interesting loophole that I don't see changing in the near foreseeable future, because there are really rich people in other countries that own businesses and make money off of them. So you don't have to be a citizen to make an earning off of a business. So we find this as another positive benefit and a creative solution to the traditional capitalist model of an LLC. It's gonna, by everyone becoming an owner, it's going to provide more of a stability for everyone's family, more so than we can provide as an owner. And it's also going to provide the stability of our workforce, because as people have ownership, they're going to go the extra mile. They're going to really take care of every customer, even more. And that's going to create a better culture in the restaurant than someone who's just coming in, making their money and going home. And one of the things that I've learned so far working with the Cooperative Alliance is that this is a part of American history that we're not taught, and this was a survival tactic for African American people in the South that were forming cooperatives because they had to out of necessity. And it's not something that we're taught in school. I went through public school, and I was only ever taught about the capitalist model of business. So it's important that other sources and alternative ways of supporting your family are given a platform and are given funding by the government, so that we can explore all modes of access, not just one. And working in the restaurant industry for 10 years, I learned that it really doesn't work. You can't really create a great culture if there's one rich person that's making the money off of everyone's labor. Nobody really goes in and really has their heart in it. If at the end of the day, the owner, sometimes he's not even showing up, but you're working so hard, and this guy's getting rich and making all the decisions. And it could be so much better. It could be so much more community integrated. The restaurant is really such a platform that all kind of community organizing can go on within, and it's not used like that because there's one owner and a capitalist interest, and there's not that education, and there's not that kind of dialogue, and to enter into some sort of a social justice conversation, it's going to put the spotlight back on the owner and say, well, you're exploiting employees or this and that. So it's mainly avoided altogether. And many restaurants are just very neutral on all political issues, including even this upcoming election. Whereas there's many people that could speak out and influence people because of their larger platform as a business. And we just see it as a progressive vision for businesses in Philadelphia in the future, and we see it happening in other countries. And so we're hoping that the city recognizes the value and gives some more funding to cooperative education.